G'day guys, and welcome to the show where I report on the latest in video game news. And if you guys do end up enjoying today's video, please remember to smack that like button real good. And just before we do get to our first news report on today's show, I want to say that I'm actually flying off to Sydney tonight. I'm going to be at the Xbox Fan Fest in Sydney and also the EB Games Expo. So follow me on Twitter for all the details, and I'll quickly talk about this all at the end of this video. But first off, let's get to the gaming news with our first news report on today's show, and it has to do with Xbox and PlayStation and the future of generations of consoles. In an interview with Tech Radar, Microsoft's Albert Penello actually talked about the Project Scorpio and his thoughts on the whole console generations and where he sees things going. The interesting thing that popped up is that it looks like we may see a difference in the way that consoles do move forward, and this has been talked about previously, but it is cool to hear it from Microsoft's point of view. It's quite a lengthy interview, but one of the main things he mentioned here is that if you look at the Xbox Project Scorpio, it's not a brand new generation. We already know this. Microsoft is trying their hardest to say this is still part of the Xbox One family, and he states that in the interview. And another thing he states is, he says, this focus on continuity is what prevents Project Scorpio from being a fully fledged Xbox 2. Every Xbox One game will play on both the original Xbox One and the Scorpio, and it will be the exact same disc for both of these systems. So basically the Xbox One and the Xbox One S and the Project Scorpio will all basically be the same thing, except the Project Scorpio will be a bit more powerful. It's not going to be a completely new system, and we already know this. I know I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but the cool thing here is that they clarify all this kind of stuff. And on top of just this, what he said here, they also talk about the mobile phone analogy. Now, this is a big topic that is discussed. Will consoles be moving forward just like phones do? How we have an iPhone 6, then we have a 6S, then we have a 7, and we'll probably get a 7S. He states that the market is very different for consoles and phones, and I completely agree with him. It's very, very different. People upgrade their phones every year or two, but consoles, on the other hand, completely different story. It's more like every 5 years, and everyone's conditioned that way. So yeah, my opinion on all this is that Microsoft is trying to state that, hey, this is the future of consoles right now, but we are still in a shady sort of place where we're like, yeah, we want to upgrade and make it more powerful, but at the same time, this isn't a brand new system. We're not going to just change up the generations. Personally, though, I do think that they are going to keep it this way, where they just have little bumps like that in performance here and there every few years. And it's a bit of a weird one because we are in this sort of crossroads of, will they go into this phone analogy sort of way, like this phone sort of market, or will they just stick to the console way? So I'm definitely excited to see where all this does go, and I will hopefully ask this question to Phil Spencer if I do get to meet him at FanFest this week. So I will try my best to ask him a few good questions regarding the future of console generations. And this also does go for PlayStation. So it is a very exciting time in video games. But now we move on to our next gaming news report on today's show. And it's away from consoles and over to the PC, but specifically for Titanfall 2's Ultra system requirements. Because if you want to play Titanfall 2 on Ultra settings, you're going to need a bit of a nice PC. First, we'll take a look at the recommended specs, and as you can see, you still need quite a powerful computer right there to run it as a pretty good system. So right there, that gets you a bit of an idea. But now we move on over to Ultra 4K 60 settings. This is where it gets crazy. Just look at that. You need a 1080. Yes, you need a 1080. You also need 16 gigs of RAM, and this game will come in at 45 gigs, so you need to free up some space if you are running low. But there it is. That's what you will need for the PC version of Titanfall 2. You can probably play it at lower settings, but then you're going to be playing at lower settings. But the thing is, my new PC that's behind me, actually down there, I'm not going to show it just yet. There is a gaming setup video coming this week, hopefully. But my new PC, it's a lot more powerful than what those specs are. So yeah, I'm freaking proud of it, excited to show you guys everything. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. But Titanfall 2, I'm definitely going to give it a try on PC. It should be a fun game on PC with all the war running, getting in Titans. It should be a good one. But now let's move on to the next gaming news report on today's show. It's our final actual news report before I do talk about FanFest real quick. And it is about Assassin's Creed, the next Assassin's Creed to be exact, because we talked about this in yesterday's video. But the thing is, there has been an update to this story. It looks like we we may actually get a brand new Assassin's Creed game next year. It looked like they skipped just this year, and then there was potential wordings of like just people saying, hey, it's probably going to be skipping, or this is Ubisoft saying that we're probably going to skip 2017 too, but now it seems that Ubisoft won't be skipping 2017, and they will have a brand new Assassin's Creed game in 2017. So that is pretty awesome news right there. I'm not too sure when it will be announced. Rumblings are that it will be over the next few months, maybe when the movie drops, I'm not too sure, but it is exciting times ahead for Assassin's Creed. Hopefully the year off that they did take with the series, it does it better, so it does something good for the game. But we'll have to wait and see for that. But now, let's move on to the final thing I want to talk about in today's video. It has to do with why I'm not going to be home for the next few days, but you guys won't notice because there will still be videos on this channel. And that is all about Xbox FanFest and the EB Games Expo. I have a bunch of information going up on my Twitter over the next couple of days, but I will be at the Microsoft Store in Sydney tomorrow, and then I'm going to be drifting and drag racing or some crazy stuff that's happening with Xbox to, you know, for the Forza Horizon 3 stuff. So that's pretty exciting stuff. I'm just so hyped about this. I literally got my flights booked 2 hours ago, and I leave for the airport in like 4 or 5 hours. So things are happening pretty quickly. I need to go pack, but I need to get this video out to you guys. So I will be at Xbox FanFest in Sydney and also the EB Games Expo. So follow me on Twitter, as I said, and you guys will know everything about it. So yeah, now Gorilla Man, please hand me that question. Thanks for all that. Okay guys, and the question is, if you could make a video game theme park in real life, what games would you theme it after and why? So get creative with your answer, put it down below in the comment section, and it could end up on tomorrow's show. But if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to smack the like button because I'm Champ Chong. My access is Australian here. I'll answer previous questions.